This is the Steppen Gamer channel, and I am the Steppen Gamer. Hello, my faithful viewers. Today we're recreating the Battle of Germantown, using the Musket Battles system by Command Post Games. The sitrep is this. The British are here north of Philadelphia. Philadelphia is down here somewhere. General Howe has to cover a lot of ground with the forces he has. Right now he's here along the Reading Road, just south of Germantown. Now Washington, for his part, figures this is his chance. So he's hatched this plan where he's going to descend on Germantown using several different roads along the map here. Now, one of the reasons is if his whole army was stretched out on one road, it would take a long time for them to converge at one location. So by spreading out on different roads, he figures he's got a better chance of getting there all at the same time. That was the plan. Now, historically, people got lost. Think about it. It's foggy, night. There are no lights like in a modern setting. Pitch black. You've got a lantern. You're traveling down roads which are, by the loosest interpretation, roads. And you're following, you're heading out. You're heading along. Well, historically, people got lost. No one got there when they were supposed to get there. So today, what I've done is I've taken the partisans, the militia, which Washington never thought were worth much. And to his point, they're great for defending their hometowns, but you want to take them out on campaign? So I've got them right here on the Reading Road. All they have to do, they're told to come down to the Reading Road, and when they run into the British, don't attack. Just hold their position and harass, fire in the British. If the British attack, fall back. No one's expecting them to stand or die here. Now right here is Cliveden. Abercrombie's light troops are holed up in Cliveden. Now for game purposes, you just put them like this, they're in Cliveden and they get all the benefits for being in a fortification. I like to stand them on end, because it's just a little house right there. So there they are. Now in the first turn of the game, the colonial player randomly selects two chits, and they don't enter turn one, they come in turn two. Enough yada yada yada, let's do this. Okay, so here we have it, in the early dawn hours. The militia have come down and opened fire on Chew House. Green is over here to their flank. Howe is moving his army forward. He sent word back to Cornwallis to say, hey, come on, you guys, get up here. It's happening now. We'll see when they get here. He's also sent some forces under Gray to watch the crossing of the Schuylkill River. He likes to outflank Washington. He's wondering when Washington will try and outflank him. Okay, well now here in the mid-morning, forces are beginning to collide. Here Pulaski's dragoons have crashed into the Queen's Rangers. Green has opened up his attack on Chew House. Sullivan is making his way around the flank. Let's see how these initial scuffles set up the battle. We'll start with the light cav. The colonial dragoons definitely get the worst of that exchange. And now you have Green's entire command in column and exposed. The chit draw will determine whether or not Green can organize his command in time or if they get totally smashed by the British. And the assault on Chew House. Green's attack rolls 3 hits. Now Abercrombie's light are elite, so they don't get eliminated, but they do get pushed back. Now we go to turn 3 late morning, and Kniphausen arrives. Now all he comes on with are his baggage trains, but he also takes command over his troops that were present at the battlefield to begin with. That's Gray over here, and Agnew's block right here. Alright, the chits are cast, let's see how this plays out. Now, here in the late morning, the place lights up. Now what you should know is that this heavy fog, visibility is down to 1/3 of a foot move, which means essentially artillery can't fire. By the time it can see someone, it's in melee. So Sullivan is swarming what artillery the British have with them. In the center, Howe sends J. Grant and Grant against the colonial forces. Now Washington got the jump and was able to come out of column and take a line in the woods. And then there's scattered fighting in and around Germantown. Probably the heaviest concentration of troops. Well, let's see how all this falls out. The outflanked British artillery. The artillery is driven off the hill, but it is not destroyed. The assault on Washington's troops in the woods. Washington drives back the British attack. Now in Germantown, we have McDougall's men. It was just a small group of British infantry, and McDougall's men take care of them. Now here, Stephen's men run into the elite British Guard. And what an epic result. Matthew's household guard is driven back. Green's command is amazing. Next, Kniphausen's men are assaulting and trying to retake Chew House. This time, Muhlenberg's exhausted troops that had sought cover in the house are lost. And here, back on Reading Road, north of Germantown, Hessians, under Stern, attack Smallwood's militia. The militia fire a shot, and then they're gone. And finally, here, west of Germantown, Abercrombie's Light run into more militia. Well, this time the militia do fire a somewhat damaging shot, but then they fall back. Now it's midday. It's still foggy, and everywhere there is confusion. There's no clear line. Although actually, when I think about it, Washington has driven back the British. Sullivan has driven back the British that he's faced. Greene has broken through his British. And the militia are still doing okay. On the British side, Howe's troops have been thrown back here. Although Kniphausen has taken Chew House right here, Greene is pushing around him. So I'm trying to get into the minds of these British commanders. What are they thinking? Here in the fog with all this confusion, the British decide to regroup here, southwest of Germantown. And now it's turn 5. It's after lunch. Cornwallis will arrive with the Grenadiers. Will it be enough? Or will it be a case of too little too late? Okay, now in the early afternoon, Washington is reorganizing his forces. Smallwood's militia have occupied Chew House. The British have got caught with their pants down as they're falling back and trying to reform. With audacity, Greene and Sullivan press forward. Cornwallis is racing up the Reading Road, but what will he be able to accomplish? Now Howe did unpack bags, and that rallied Matthews' men. That might make all the difference. Let's fight this out and see how it goes. Sullivan manages another flank attack on retreating British artillery. The artillery is able to get off one good shot and falls back. Now Sullivan's own personal command hits the rear of J. Grant's men as they're racing back. They surrender. Now McDougall runs into the Queen's Rangers, which of course they can just ride away, but everywhere they ride away to is a colonial field of fire. They're caught. They surrender. And now Stephen has another flank attack on Grant. And in a heated exchange, they both fight to exhaustion. And now, what looked like a sure colonial victory is looking less certain. We've got a tight-knit group of British regulars here around their bags. And Cornwallis is bringing up the Grenadiers. Alright, now as the afternoon wears away, fog's still heavy in the air, who can get their army together first? Alright, in the fog, Cornwallis was unable to come to grips with any colonial defenders. Sullivan continues his drive, but how well he'll do against fresh, rallied British troops is anyone's guess. Greene has one command left, McDougall's men, and they charge and run into Abercrombie's Light. Now here Sullivan's troops are approaching the bags. There's just a small British detachment. The detachment prevents them from reaching the bags, but now the bags are open. Here Greene has outflanked Matthews' men, but they're fresh, and his troops are spent. And here Mad Anthony Wayne's men have worn themselves out, driving on the bags, but they didn't make it. And finally McDougall's drive on Abercrombie's men. Oh man, Abercrombie's men did push back the colonials, but they had just recovered. They were brittle. They're gone. It was heavy, heavy fighting. Okay, this is intense. This is close. If the colonials lose one more block, their army is broken, but the bags lay open. Now, if I were playing an opponent, we'd both be rolling furiously, trying to jump ahead and be able to get either the colonials getting to the bags and capturing them, or the British getting someone in front of the bags and protecting them. When I play solo, I play as I roll it out and throw it, as I play the chits as they come out. And this time it means Cornwallis moves first. Stearns Hessians move to drive back the colonials, who are caught in the rear by the Grenadiers. And here, after dinner, the writing is on the wall. The British could lose a block here, but that's okay. I mean, they can afford that. The colonials will use a block. This block in the center. We'll see how it goes. Unless it pushes everyone back, it's going to go. And if it goes, game over. And the British, being tactically dominant, are the ones who choose the order of combat. They're going to choose this combat first. Conway's men are lost, and that breaks the colonial army. But let's finish this out. American troops are outflanked. Sterling's men on the British elites. Sterling's men are thrown back. And that's it, turn 7. The colonial army is broken. 50% losses. And they fade away in the night. That was tense, and it could have gone either way. Alright, thanks for checking the video out.